That's been weighing on me heavily, especially in light of the fact that we just celebrated Mother's Day a couple weeks ago here in the United States, is how poorly mothers are actually treated when it comes to our healthcare, when it comes to our birthing, when it comes to our aftercare, and then don't get me started when it comes to just in general how women are treated. But it's interesting that during a Hallmark holiday, and don't get me wrong, it's really amazing to honor our mothers and to have a day set aside for us to take a moment and honor the archetypal of mother, the physicality of mother, the energetic of mother, the concept of mother. It's huge. But one day is not going to cut it. And especially when we live in a country that, sure, we can celebrate mom, but when we look at the mortality rates for women who give birth, which is we're one of the highest mortality rates, meaning women die, um, especially women of color, in the wealthiest nation, and we spend the most amount of money on our healthcare, and we don't even have great healthcare for something as so primal and necessary as birth health and birth care. And women and children are dying. And then when we look at the the onslaught of laws right now around abortion, it really feels like we have so far to go when it comes to honoring mother. And then when we zoom out and we look at how we treat the life giving essence of our planet, AKA Mother Nature, it is crystal clear that there is a massive gap between the respect we give to the life giving forces of nature. That's inclusive of women who give birth or humans who give birth. And this is something that I care very much about in the work that I do in the Portal Priestess Mystery School. It is all about honoring the gateway, the portal of life, our pussy, our yoni, our flower, and finding a new pathway to a reverential honoring of that physical part of our body where it has been so indoctrinated to have us feel either shameful or disgusted or overly sexualized or disconnected from the part of us that is designed and is literally what brings humans to this planet. Of course, outside of any scientific interventions that would allow it to happen in other ways, but the actual natural design of humankind, the human mammal race, is that life is seeded through our vaginal canal and our pussies, and then life is channeled and birthed through those same vaginal canals and our pussies, our yonis, our portals of life. And the fact that we are so disrespectful and so dishonoring and so violent and uh, yeah, just perpetrating that which is mother, that represents mother. Gosh, it says so much. It says so much. And I don't even know where I'm going to post this, but the other thing that I find fascinating is, in the Catholic Church, I was raised Catholic, but in the Catholic Church and the Christian religions, there is a lot of honoring of Mother Mary, but it seems like Jesus has gotten a lot more honoring, of course, patriarchal culture and whatnot. And one thing I want you all to just think into and feel into is there would be no Jesus if it wasn't for Mother Mary. So Mother Mary literally came first. She is the vessel in which allowed Jesus, the symbol, Jesus, the man, Jesus, the savior, Jesus, whatever you think Jesus is. She was the vessel in which he was brought into this planet. And do we honor her? Well, she's probably one of the only women in the Catholic Church that gets honored. But when we stop to honor our sacred portals as women, as those of us who have a pussy, we can change this dialogue. We can change this narrative because we can point out there all we want. And believe me, I just did. I'm pointing at all this outer reflection of where mother has been dishonored and disrespected and downright made, second class. or you name it. And I found that it begins with self. It begins with how we hold ourselves and the power of that which we are through nature and the power of our birthing bodies and birthing vessels. And I don't have children in this lifetime, physical children. I am definitely a mother archetype in many areas of my life. And it is so important for me to help women transmute what is going on for them so that we, as a bonded community of sisters, can have a new way of relating to ourselves and the world. And when more of us become empowered and enlightened around that which is the most sacred part of our body, that which brings life to this planet, human life to this planet, and then, of course, how we see ourselves through nature. And if you've taken any of my courses, you've most likely seen the Secrets of the Universe video. If you haven't, you can check it out at portalpriestess.com, love your yoni. It's a worthwhile video to watch because the mission of honoring self, honoring mother, and honoring Mother Earth are one and the same. And so I hope that you'll join me on my mission to support more women in honoring their own mother codes, which is ultimately their divine portals, and finding a new, profound, honoring relationship. And I believe that when enough women are doing this, there's going to be a massive change in so many ways that we perpetuate negative energetics and holding of mother codes on this planet, which would change the whole dynamic of humanity. That which we honor, our birth, where we come from, it's like a regenerative energy that will change everything. So that's what I got to say about that. Thanks for listening.